Hello, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. Today I just wanted to talk about the physical books that I acquired in February, so a little book haul. It's not too many, and a lot of these books really need no introduction. I just want to share my excitement about them. So most of the books I'm going to share I actually bought in person in a bookshop. For the first time in a very long time. It's a pop-up bookshop. So here in the Twin Cities about a year ago now, a young Black woman started a bookstore called Black Garnet Books, and her plan was to have it be online only for a few months, but then to open a brick and mortar shop I think sometime in the summer, and of course that didn't happen due to the pandemic. So it's been an online bookstore, but she fairly recently started doing a pop-up shop in a tattoo parlor in Minneapolis. And it's appointment only, and you're supposed to only be there for about 15 minutes or so. It's only 2 days a week. So I went a couple days ago to check it out and bought some books. Yeah, and another cool thing about the bookstore is I think it only carries non-white authors. So there's a real emphasis on kind of increasing access and really pushing books by people of color. So that's really cool. Okay, so I bought 4 books there. So I bought Angela Davis, our Prisons Obsolete. So Davis's total takedown of the prison industrial complex that we have in the US. So essential reading. Then I also bought Hood Feminism, which of course lots of people on BookTube have been reading lately. The subtitle is Notes from the Women That a Movement Forgot, and the emphasis on this one is really considering a feminism that would benefit all women and really uplift a lot of women who have been ignored by kind of more mainstream feminism. And one argument is that kind of things related to basic survival, like food access and healthcare access, are feminist issues, and we're not really being feminist unless we're considering kind of all these other issues that really impact women's lives. So very excited to read that. And then I got 2 fiction books. So Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse, which is also all around BookTube. So this was a epic fantasy released in 2020, and I don't know much about it. I just know that it's kind of set in mythical civilizations that are at least somewhat based in pre-Columbian civilizations of North and South America and Central America. So that sounds like a really cool setting. So I'm looking forward to that. And then the last book that I got at that pop-up, Black Garnet Books, is a children's book for my daughter. So this is The Ocean Calls, and this is a story about a little girl, Dayan, and her grandmother, who is a traditional sea urchin and abalone hunter in South Korea. I believe it's a tradition on an island off of South Korea, I want to say. But anyway, the tradition is that the women in the community can hold their breaths for a really long time and will dive to the bottom of the sea to harvest shellfish, in particular sea urchins and abalone. And so this little girl really wants to learn from her grandmother how to do that. And so the book is about kind of overcoming her trepidation and fear around being in the ocean and holding her breath that long. And so she goes out with her grandmother and experiences doing this kind of for the first time in that learning sense. And so that's a cool topic and cool story. But I also just really love the art in this book because the colors are just gorgeous, really saturated blue and purple palette. So I just wanted to show y'all that as well as the adult books. And then I have one other book that I ordered off of bookshop.org. So this one is called Whistling Vivaldi, How Stereotypes Affect Us and What We Can Do. It's by Claude Steele, who is a professor, is the provost of Columbia University. So he's a psychologist, and this book is about kind of learning from his research how stereotypes and our ingrained stereotypes really affect the way that we behave in subconscious ways. And the title, Whistling Vivaldi, comes from kind of one of the stories that a participant in his research told, I think a participant in his research, about how he realized that if he whistled classical music, specifically Vivaldi, while he was out walking around as a young black man, it would kind of make him disarming in the eyes of white people. Like he was perceived as less of a threat because he was just, whistling this classical music tune. And so sort of that like subconscious innate reaction on the part of white people that, they would naturally react in a negative way. They would negatively stereotype him, but then by basically performing a behavior that's classed as white, whistling classical music, he could kind of overcome that stereotype a bit. So that's a really powerful story, I think. So I'm excited to read this book and learn more about Dr. Steele's research. So that's my little February haul. Lots to read, lots to learn. Very excited about it. Hope you're all having a good reading month, and if you've bought some books in February, I hope you're excited about them. All right, I will see you in the next video. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button below. I'd love to see you around. Thanks. Bye.